Hello and welcome in this lecture. This is Professor Anupam Sharma, Head Department of Political Science and Human Rights, Indira Gandhi National Tribal Central University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Today I am going to have presentation on Woodrow Wilson views on public administration. Thomas Woodrow Wilson is considered as father of public administration. First, before starting my lecture, let me mention the sequence of this lecture. Firstly, I will introduce Woodrow Wilson. Secondly, brief biodata of Woodrow Wilson. Thirdly, his contribution in writings. Finally, his contribution in the field of public administration. Woodrow Wilson was born in 1856 in Virginia, a state of United States of America, and he was graduated from a very reputed university, Princeton University, and he has written many books and articles in different fields. Woodrow Wilson, he was the governor of New Jersey in 1911 to 1913, and he was President of America 1913 to 1921. He was recipient of Nobel Peace Prize in 1919, and beyond this he was outstanding professor of political science and administrative scholar, historian and educationist, reformer and the statesman. Means the Woodrow Wilson has its contribution in many fields, and if we analyze and if we talk about his contribution, his famous contribution was his article, and the article was the study of administration. This seminar article was published in Political Science Quarterly in 1887. This article was short, we can say, but it was the most important article, and we can say that this article is regarded as the beginning of public administration as a specific field. In his article, he made an argument that administration is separate from politics because both were combined in US, and they were combined in US. That's why so many we can say malpractices problem in the society was prevalent in American society. In America, there were two-party system, and parties, one party comes and the next goes. That was the system, and both the political parties, when they were the ruling party, they used to fill up the administrative post on the basis of party favors. Means in America there was no concept of permanent administrative system or machinery. The concept of partiality was there, and lack of objectivity in the administration, lack of efficiency was there, and there was no such concept of administrative machinery which was recruited on the basis of merit, and they are coming with certain qualification. That was lacking concept there. So that time Woodrow Wilson, whenever he wrote his article, that was the scenario when in America it was the era of progressive movement there, and this movement covered last 2 decades of 19th century, and this movement basically developed in response to the problems in the society which were faced by the people. The first, for example, increasing urbanization, or we can say the rapid urbanization, immigration, seeming loss of traditional values of the society, and corruption in the society, inefficiency in civil services, which was the main problem in the American society. Because the problems were coming in the society, the administration was not responding in a proper way. That's why we can say that it was the time the reform movement was there to bring the efficiency in the administration, and the same thing was realized by Woodrow Wilson, which he mentioned in his article that if efficiency is required, then administration should be separate from the politics, because that was the time which needed a efficient administration, but the combination of politics and administration was not giving that type of efficiency. So that the reform movement which was working in the US, it was basically the ideological base of Woodrow Wilson thinking. And Woodrow Wilson, he was very much convinced that there was the need to reform the government. Here government means government and administration, and basically he wanted to have the reforms in the administration, because administration, if it will be more efficient, then the government policies can be implemented in an efficient manner, and if these policies or public law will be implemented in an efficient manner, then the problems of the societies can be minimized. That's why he emphasized the development of science of public administration as the appropriate cure for corruption, or we can say corruption in the administrative system. So, from that point of view, Woodrow Wilson's contribution to make public administration as a separate discipline, or we can say the independent discipline, was the main contribution in the field of public administration, because before 1887 public administration was taught or studied within the political science. It was not considered as a independent discipline or a separate discipline. So that's the point of view, the Woodrow Wilson contribution from public administration point of view, it is very much important. Other aspect of his views is he has made argument that administration is science. Administration is science means he said that administration is administration. No matter whether it's a public administration or private administration, administration is universal. Universal means it is applicable everywhere. Administration is applicable everywhere, and it covers every aspect of our life. Administration, public or private, it is everywhere and it covers every aspect of life. It means it is universal in nature. So the technology of administration are universally common both for the business and the administration. The technology, the methodologies can be applied in the business as well as in the administration. Woodrow Wilson, whenever he talked about the administration and the politics, he said that administration has to be domain of administrators and politics has to be domain of the politicians. With this, his major contribution was on politics and administration dichotomy. This dichotomy means both are two different views, means administration and politics, both are different, and his main argument was that administration lies outside the sphere of politics. Administrative questions are not political questions. If administrative questions are there, so they should be considered, or these should be taken by the administrative machinery. That's why he tries to establish a distinction, or we can say separation between politics and the administration. Woodrow Wilson has argumented that administration is the most visible side of the government, means most visible in the sense because they come into the contact with the people during the implementation of public law, execution of public law. These public laws are passed by the government or the people's representative, but their visibility with the people's is not too much. That's why the politics is thinking side of the government and the administration is the applicable part, or we can say the execution part of the government. That's why it is more visible in comparison to the politics. Woodrow Wilson attempted to outline to improve the efficiency of government operations by developing an administrative system free from political interference. Woodrow Wilson has seen in United States of America that how administration is working under the pressure of or under the interference of politics, because in American system spoil system was existing that time, and this spoil system, as I discussed in my first part of this lecture, that in this spoil system the political parties or the ruling parties, the government, they used to appoint the administrators on their own choice. They were considered as the, we can say, the party papers. The people were appointed as the public administrators. So they were not expert in the field, they were not well qualified, and they administrators were not permanent in nature. If these characteristics were not available in the administration, then Woodrow Wilson said that there is lack of efficiency in the administrative machinery. So he emphasized that administrators should be selected or recruited on the basis of merit. Whenever they will be selected on the basis of merit, means they will be more efficient, more we can say whenever they will have their permanent tenure, they will work in an efficient manner, because during this spoil system there was no permanent tenure of the administrators. They come with the government and they go with the government. So that was the concept in America, because there was a trend, we can say, to change the according to change the government, as I said. So this concept was not providing the efficient administration which can respond to the problems, the demands, the expectations of the problem in the society. From that point of view, this article, the study of administration, in which Woodrow Wilson emphasized the dichotomy of politics and administration, and it was the beginning of the public administration as an independent discipline. That's why Waldo noted that his essay, the study of administration, is the most important document in the development of public administration, because before 1887 public administration was never considered as an independent discipline. Administration was there, administration was in every field, but public administration as an independent discipline, it was not existing. So with this article, the public administration has to be considered as an independent discipline in the field of political science. The contribution or the views of Woodrow Wilson, if we analyze that, we can say in his article which was written in 1887, where he focused mainly on the dichotomy of politics and public administration. But in his writings later on, one writing which published in 1891, in this writing Woodrow Wilson mentioned that administration cannot be divorced from its connection with the other branches of public law without being distorted and robbed of its true significance. Its foundation are those deep and permanent principles of politics. Means here Woodrow Wilson, we can say to some extent he tried to establish the relationship between the politics and other politics and administration or public law. So here we can see that somewhere or in somewhere in his writing, Wilson, whenever he talked about the dichotomy of politics and administration in 1887, but later on he talked that to some extent there is a relationship between the politics and the administration, and theoretically we can say that the politics and administration are separate. There is no relationship between politics and administration. But we empirically or practically, if we analyze the situation, especially in a modern context, then we can say that there is a close relationship, and it is not in the modern concept, but later on in between the 20th century it was realized by the scholars of public administration. Then the politics and public administration are not separate. They have a relationship, but they are connected with each other. So that was the view of Woodrow Wilson. And next major contribution of Woodrow Wilson was that comparative methods of study should be applied in the public administration, because that time philosophical method was very much in practice. We can say it was applicable everywhere. Though from that point of view, the Woodrow Wilson started to have its focus on comparative methods. Comparative methods tries to see that how different governments are working or functioning, how different administrative systems are functioning, because the government of different countries, the administration of different countries will be different, because they work in a different environment, different scenario. So on the basis of this comparative method, he mentioned that if we use the comparative method, or on the basis of comparative methods, the benchmark, the best practices can be drawn. These best practices will help or will be benefited to the other countries, because in every political system or in the administration, they have their own quality, they have their good characteristics. So these characteristics, these qualities can be understand if there will be a comparative method of study. Comparison can be done, or comparison can brought the best practices in this field. Woodrow Wilson emphasized that we can borrow teaching from other countries. It doesn't matter whether it's a democratic system or non-democratic system. Whichever is applicable or possible, the we can say the best things can be borrowed. And he said that if I see a murderous fellow sharpening the knife cleverly, I can borrow his ways of sharpening knife without borrowing his probable intention to commit murder in this. Means we can analyze these words from that point of view. If something is good, in any political system or the administration, it can be borrowed, and it can be borrowed after the comparison. Because if comparison is done, then we can say that this is good or this is bad. Otherwise, if we are studying an independent unit or independent administration or one administration, so we can't understand the good and bad qualities of the administration. It can be understand on the best things can be brought if we use the comparative methods in the study. So if we analyze the Woodrow Wilson views on public administration, so the credit goes to Woodrow Wilson, who started to think that public administration may be considered as an independent discipline, and whenever he wrote his first article, The Study of Administration, it was the benchmark in the history of his writing, whenever the public administration considered as a independent discipline in the field of political science, because before 1887 it was the one branch of political science, and it was studied, it was taught within the political science. But after his research paper, which was published in Political Science Quarterly, it gave a new dimension to the subject of public administration, and it started a debate amongst the scholars of political science that how public administration can be a independent discipline, how it can be studied, how it can be taught as an independent subject. So Woodrow Wilson contribution or views of Woodrow Wilson very much important from the point of view the subject public administration in the field of advocacy of administration as a science, in the field of comparative method of study. So if we analyze the all writings or all we can say the articles, the books, the work of Woodrow Wilson, then we can say that the Woodrow Wilson contributed a lot in the field of history, political science, as a reformer, as a statesman, and in the field of education. So I would like to conclude my lecture with these words. Thank you.